Welcome back to another one, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to bring you this one. Getting back into the swing of things after the walleye hatchery video there. We managed to get out into the wilderness, the backcountry, and as you can see, bug o'clock. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're out here enjoying the great outdoors, I want to do my first overnight shelter build, sort of. Stay with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got my trusty axe, got my agua saw. I'm gonna head into there through all this fun and see what I can find for some building material. You guys have all seen overnight shelters before. You don't need to see that part. So I'm gonna take off. The sun's already setting. We got a late start today, but that's okay. We're having fun. So I'm gonna head in there, see what I can find. And when we come back, I'll show you what we've got built for a shelter. Oh, you guys and gals, holy God. We've been busting butt here trying to get this shelter built. And never built one before, so don't laugh at me. This is gonna be the last time I do an overnight shelter build. The bugs here are just relentless. And I think I actually did a good enough job that I don't need to build it again. So with Mrs. Tubby's help, of course, we ground it out. Sun's getting ready to set. So before that happens, I'm gonna show you what we put together here. So, oh, what a grind. But the materials, we got pretty lucky with some of the materials we found in the bush. So this is what we came up with. And yeah, I guess maybe you figured it out from the intro. I'm not much of a survival expert shelter builder. I'll leave that to the professionals. But Mrs. Tubby and I are pretty happy with our new camper. So you're gonna get to see this with a little bit of luck in a whole bunch more videos. But for this one, I'm gonna try and do a little fishing. We might go for a little ride on something else and show it off for the first time. But for now, trailer life. Stay tuned. Well, guys and gals, oh, that was an expensive evening. I got one little trout, didn't even get it on camera for you. One little speck. And then they just turned off. I didn't have another hit, so I decided to switch to the spinning rod, see if that would help change my luck. I went up to the truck and I was just taking apart the fly rod, and I swallowed a gosh darn black fly. So I was leaning on the back of the tailgate and stopped doing what I was doing with the fly rod, and then got that little black fly out of my neck. Looked down and my rod tip was broken in half. I broke I broke that sage fly rod, so that was fun. Oh, I switched to the spinning rod for a little while and didn't have any luck, so now I'm headed back to the camper. So we'll try again in the morning with the spinning gear, see what happens. And now I'm on the hunt for a new fly rod. So, all right, stay with me, stay tuned. I hope you guys can hear that. That is one of my favorite birds. It's a whippoorwill. I've never heard those down south. It's one of those like northern Ontario birds that I hope that's coming in. As you can see, the sun's setting on technically our second day of the trip, but just settling in now, getting ready for bed. Might call it an early night. Just played some crib. Very cool. See you in the morning, guys and gals. Well, guys and gals, as you can see, it warmed up and the bugs are back. Nothing like camp coffee. So, hey Bear, may as well introduce this guy to the channel. This is Bear. He's still learning to be a dog. Still lots of puppy in him, but he's doing pretty good. So probably see him on a few more adventures, unless of course he, anyway. So today's the day we head out. As I mentioned yesterday or last night, last night was actually our second day. This was supposed to be a 2-night, 3-day, 2-night, or 2.5-day and 2-night, whatever you want to call it, trip. We got about halfway, well, a little over halfway to where I wanted to be, and the logging road was washed out. I had to back up a couple hundred yards, which was interesting with this thing because I'm just learning how to tow a bigger trailer. So, but I got it done, and with minimal swearing. And got her backed out of there, and then we tried to find another spot, and pretty much everywhere along the river that we wanted to camp, there was already campers, which I suspected being May 2-4 weekend. So we actually wound up going back through my hometown. Couldn't find a spot there either. Back out to the highway, and then ended up at my brother's. Camped in his yard for a night, kind of devised a new plan that even if we weren't going to be able to camp, then we were at least salvaging the weekend and making a trip out of it. So we camped overnight in his backyard, and then himself and his girlfriend and her son, we headed out the next morning to do some fishing. Which was pretty cool. I didn't film any of it just because it was our first trip out and we were just having fun. And yeah, so and then they left, and we found this spot to camp. It's an old prospector who used to camp here. It's not far off the highway. Literally, I can see the highway. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it was cleared out. There was nobody camping here. The river, you can probably hear the water in the background. The river's just across the road. There's even an outhouse here we've been able to use. So instead of using the camper toilet, which I was trying to avoid, just because it's a pain in the butt to find a spot to empty it at the end of the weekend. So, so anyway, this is our last morning. We'll be packing up and heading out this morning. We might try and do a little bit of fishing here before we get back up. I'm not sure yet what the game plan is. But we had another plan, but somebody just went up that road. There's another road to my left here, and somebody just went up it, so I don't think we'll be doing that plan. So we might just put everything away that we can put away, and then leave the camper here for a couple hours and go do a little fishing before it gets too bright out. So, because fishing these speckled trout in the rivers, once the sun gets up, you know, around 11 o'clock there and getting into noon, they pretty much stop hitting. They head for the deep holes. So anyway, We'll either bring you back with some fishing or we'll bring you back to the trip home. So stay tuned. Does this bring anxiety to anybody? There are way too many of us that saw that movie.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know this one wasn't very action-packed, but this was more of a try out our new camper weekend, and we accomplished that. We learned some things. Forgot some things. So we'll have to try and remember that for the next trip. And maybe we'll do maybe we'll start a new thing here, the Camper Chronicles or something. Maybe like vlog style videos if you guys are into that. I don't know if you are or not, but anyway, we're making our way home now. We didn't end up doing any fishing or whatever. We just cleaned up the campsite and cleaned up the trailer a little bit and got everything loaded up, because we've got about another, well, we've been on the road for an hour and we've probably got 3 more hours till we're home. So, and then get everything put away and cleaned up and ready for work tomorrow. So anyway, I want to thank you all for coming along. If you made it this far and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, helps me out a great deal. Hit that thumbs up, share it out if you feel like it, and remember, it's never a bad day to be more outdoors.